Hi everyone, welcome to the next video in this mini series of pictures from my Rita Berman book, and we are moving along. We've done our turtle and our lantern and now we've got our umbrella to do. I've been having a few thoughts about how to do this, and I've got a few ideas. So let's get started. I think the first thing we should do is the sand and the sky, and then we can think a little bit more about what other colours to add in. Now with the sand dunes, I think what I'm going to do is put down a base colour and then add to it. So I'm just looking at my pencils, my castle art. I'm actually going to start with the cadmium yellow, but I'm not going to press too hard. I just want a light yellow background on the on this, and then I'm going to add other colours. This is because sand isn't usually all the same colour. I mean, sand is made from rock. It's just broken down rock that, you know, the sea has broken down. Obviously sometimes it's in the middle of a desert and therefore there's no sign of any sea. But anyway, it could be, I assume there must be other types of erosion, maybe wind erosion or something. But it's usually not just one colour of rock. So I thought it would be nice to mix it up a little bit. So we get this base down. Now, although this is called cadmium yellow, it's very different to the cadmium yellow in, say, the polychromos. It's a slightly browny yellow, which is exactly what I wanted. Now, I'm in two minds with this. Because of our background here, where we went dark to light, and the same with this one, I'm wondering whether to put a darker bit just around this edge. And I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go for a darker colour. I have the Terracotta light here, and I'm going to put a layer around the edge here. I'm just going to reposition my hand slightly. My desk is groaning. Not that heavy. And pop this all the way along. Now I'm thinking a little bit, we've got a bit of shade here from the umbrella. I think I'm going to sort of ignore that. It's a little bit tricky. We'll just let Rita's line that she's put there help us. I'm just going to fade that in a little bit. Now I'm also thinking about, now I've got lines here, and I think we'll go over those with a darker colour. I'm pretty sure that is what Rita is intending us to do, like that. Now I think I'm sure it'll be a little bit darker just around this point here too, like that. Now I want it a bit more vibrant, so I'm going to try and find a more vibrant yellow. The golden yellow deep is quite a nice one. I'm just going to use that actually all over. Look at that. That's like a sunflower yellow, isn't it? Really bright. And just go over that to brighten it all up. The sand is probably not this colour, but I think it just looks golden and pretty. And it's not called golden yellow for nothing, is it? Now, having done that, I feel like the bit on the edge needs a little bit more work. So I'm just going to go back to that in a minute. Just going to get this down in a nice, thick, vibrant layer. And then go back to my terracotta light and do a little bit more work along this edge. Just layering it up a bit more and fading it into that a vibrant colour. I hear a dog barking, I think. Yeah, there was quite a lot of barking earlier. My husband was like, what's that? But we have got our vets very close to us, and I think they sometimes take the animals out if they've got any that are sort of staying with them. And as it's the weekend, maybe they have. I don't know. I'm just going to darken that in there as well, a little bit more. There. I'm happy with that. It looks quite orangey in the light. Yeah, it does for real too. I think that's okay though. That is a bit, there we go. Now the sky. We do have a sky blue in this set, but it's quite dark. So what I'm going to do is use it for the outside and sort of fade in. So we'll use it first and then have some lighter colours after. So here it is, sky blue. I know it's a little bit dark. I mean, maybe a sky in the desert would be this dark. What I'm going to try and do is put down quite a few layers at the edge and just sort of start to fade it in a bit. Now I'm doing this, you can see that I've got to think about the colours of my umbrella with regards to these two colours. So my umbrella is not going to have yellow or blue in it because we're using those already. So that's why I did these first, because I knew what I was going to do with these. It's sort of the picture gave us the answer really. Obviously you don't have to colour in, I don't like the word realistic, but you don't have to skylar blue sky and yellow sand, but you know, I wanted to, and so that sort of influenced the rest of the picture really. So my flowers aren't going to be blue, my umbrella's not going to be blue. Whoops, apparently that flower is going to be blue. Whoops. Right, so I'm now going to grab a lighter blue. I'm trying to wonder how I'd like to go. I'm going to try the Cobalt Turquoise, it's quite a lot lighter, and if it's a bit too light I'll use something darker, but I really like it, so we'll see what happens. It may just be so different to the other blue it might look a little odd, but we'll see how we go. Just getting it in between all the umbrella tassels and then mixing it up with this blue here, basically just filling in all that white paper that was left behind. It does feel like this umbrella's in the middle of nowhere, doesn't it? But these pictures are rather like that on this page. They are just a singular item with sort of not really any background, so it's fine. We do have these pretty flowers though on this one, and on the picture on the opposite corner, so that's rather nice. So there is a certain amount of symmetrical work going on this page. Just trying to make sure I'm not too squiffy, which I rather like. Each image is different, but the outsides are similar, but I'm not going to try and make the pictures match each other. As I did with the others, the bit on the outside will be a colour from the picture, so it will be something from the umbrella, one of the colours from that. Probably not the, I'm wondering whether to do the stand like it's wood or whether to sort of match it in with the umbrella colour. I haven't really decided yet. Just trying to mix these in together, and it's not brilliant. I'm going to grab the dark one again in a minute and just merge it up. I think this might be the same colour as the, is it the same colour as them? Not quite. So I'm going to go really get that dark layer in around the edge this time, and then just fade it in. And so this style of background, now we've done it for these three, we can probably do it for all of the rest. Of course I could vary it row by row, but I'm probably not that creative or imaginative to do that. It's probably easier just to keep them all similar. But thinking of what colour to do them might be hard enough, let alone trying to do them in a sort of bit of a different style. Now we're nearly there. I'm just sort of mixing it up a bit more, really trying to blend them together. There we go. Now, the flowers, I'm just going to grab my eraser. Just try and take some of that sky off the edge of that flower. I'd quite like the idea of doing these pink. So I'm just having a look at what I've got in my pencils. Actually, this is quite a nice colour that I don't use often enough. This is called Lavender Light, and it's a sort of pinkish tone. I'm going to use that. And I'm going to colour the whole of each petal with this. And then I'm going to think about whether I'm going to make it a little bit darker in some areas by adding another colour. This is the type of tone of colour that if you layer it up, it's not going to make it any darker. It makes it more intense, but it doesn't change the sort of colour at all. Whereas a lot of colours, the more layers you pile on, that it changes the colour a little bit. It doesn't happen with this one. I think this one we might do a different colour. So all the petals of these, I mean these two look like they're the same plant, whereas this one looks different. We'll put that in the middle. Why not? There we go. Now we have the actual lavender colour, so we'll use that with it. I think we'll use that for the middle. For these bits around here. Like that. There we go. Quite fun, isn't it? Now for these, now because this is a slightly different tone of colour, I think if we layer it up near the centre we'll get a slightly different colour to the edge if we reduce that colour towards the edge. They're quite purpley, aren't they? That's okay. Now, I've decided already what colour I'm doing for this. I'm just looking at my colours to make sure I've got what I need. My favourite colour, Purple Lake Deep. Let's do that. I'm going to do every other stripe in this colour. Such a gorgeous, intense purple. I just really, really like it. I don't know whether this is a particular type of umbrella that should be a particular colour, or you know, if it's from a particular country, but I don't mind. I'm just colouring it in my favourite colours. Well, the next colour, this is my favourite one, purple. Now I'm going to go for another tone of purple, but a slightly lighter one. I'm going to use the heather purple for the other stripes. I seem to have pulled you right out of shot in my enthusiasm for my pretty purple. Sorry. This is also rather a pretty shade, but it's just not so intensely beautiful as the other one, I don't think. But obviously what colours we like is such a personal thing. Now you notice I'm not shading with this, I'm just putting down a layer. I'm thinking this is a printed fabric that, or well, I guess it's fabric, that wouldn't really have, you know, the pattern would be quite static, is how I was thinking. Now I'm thinking this bit and these bits and this bit may be silver. So I'm going to grab the cool grey. It's been sharpened really nicely. And try to do some silver. So a little bit dark at the top and bottom and a tiny sort of white gap if you can in the middle. These are too small. Just going to colour them grey. Now guess what colour I'm going to do around the outside? Anyone? Are you guessing? So we've left a lighter bit in the middle of this sort of shine. Have you guessed yet? Did you guess right? Did you guess right? I bet you did. So the outside We are going to go around the edge in the white pen like we have on the others, and hope that it doesn't turn too pink, because sometimes a blue, a pink or a purple colour can turn the white pens pink. So we'll see what happens. But, this is, I rather like, I don't know why I like this colour so much, but it's usually greens that I like, and this doesn't go with the, I like yellowy greens, so this doesn't go with the yellowy green that I like, sorry. So I'm not sure really, but anyway, it's lots of fun. So I don't know whether each of these it's quite an interesting page, because I wonder where we are. Hang on, bear with me, sorry, I'm just looking. On the beach there, on the beach there. That's bikinis, so we're on the beach. That looks like more sort of Vietnam. We have Vietnam. And then we move, yeah, I think we're in Vietnam. How interesting. Not somewhere I've ever been. I haven't been to Asia at all, actually. I've been to Australia, Australia, and America, and a few countries in Europe. But I'm not interested in travelling anymore. I don't know if it's because I've done it, so you know, done that now, or what it is really. I don't like flying. So that doesn't help. I'm getting out my Posca pen to do our outline, but I want to do a few details on the flowers first. Sometimes just a few dots on flowers can really pretty them up, and that's what I'm doing. It's amazing what a difference just a few little dots can make, and then around the edge just like we have with all of the others, and then I'll decide if I want to put any on the umbrella. I'm tempted to say, but to make sure I don't smudge these if I do. Let's just go all the way around. This is such a fun book, Rita's lovely book. I'm going to draw on these lines. I was been tempted to do other pictures from it, but I thought I would get this one done first on camera, and then do something else maybe on my own, and let you see it somehow. Well, my completed pages video, I guess. So that's quite simple really with regards to colour, but I think it was quite fun. I had fun with it, and I think, you know, if you see all three, they are all fairly simple colour schemes. I think it's quite fun if we do similar thing for the rest. I'm going to try to mix up the colours a bit so that we don't sort of have too much the same. Or so probably this one be an orange. This is a coconut, it's going to have some brown on, but we can do whatever colour we like here. I don't want it to look too much like that, so I'm not going to use too much green, although we've got greenery. We can make that background a very different colour. We've got our glass with our, looks like a lemon in there, so I'm not sure. We've got a green plant at the bottom, so I have to have a think anyway. But there are those first three all done. So come along for the next one. As I said, I'm not sure if they're all going to be shown in a row or quite how I'm going to show them yet. I'm just having fun and recording and thinking more about that than actually when you're going to see them. But thank you for watching. I hope that you have a really lovely day and happy colouring.